Hi. So, let's talk about relationships. Hey, it's Valentine's Day this week, right? No, not those kinds of relationships. So I certainly hope you had a lovely day with someone you care for who also cares about you. I'm talking about the kind of relationships we have as leaders, of course, because I'm about leadership, right? The relationships we have with our team members and with our team as a whole. I can't remember where I heard this, but it's an important point. In any relationship, there are three players. There's you, that's one. There's the other person, or in the case of your team as a whole, there's your team. And then there's the space in between, the space in which the relationship happens. And it might sound a little odd, but the relationship really is an entity unto itself, a separate entity. Okay, before I dive into this further, let me introduce myself in case you haven't seen my videos before. I'm Grace Judson. I'm a leadership geek, and I work with individuals, teams, and companies to help them build strong leadership from the first line manager on up. There are links down below in the video description where you can learn more about me and what I offer. So let's get right back to this question of relationships and leadership. What do I mean when I say that leadership is about relationships? Pretty simple, really. People interacting with each other have a relationship with each other. It's obvious, right? It can be a good relationship or it can be a bad relationship. I think we all know people in our personal lives that we don't get along with, and we also know people that we really enjoy spending time with. That's human nature. And in our professional lives, we end up working with people we might not choose to hang out with. We don't really have a choice in who our colleagues are at work. And a lot of the time, these are going to be people with different lifestyles, different values, different ways of looking at the world that we might not always agree with. That's all perfectly okay, and it's something we need to be able to accept if we want to have a successful career. And whether we like them or not, we have a relationship with each of those people, and as I keep saying, with the team as a whole. Whether we like the individuals on the team or not, as leaders, we have a responsibility to understand them, to know what they need in order to do their best work, and to interact with them in the ways that they respond to best, so that you get that best work from them. If you're thinking this takes some effort, you're right, it does. Especially these days with virtual and hybrid working arrangements where you're seldom or maybe even never in the same actual physical space as the other person. And the rewards are worth it, because when people are approached as individuals and their preferences in communication, recognition, task assignment, all the things that you have to do with them and for them as a leader, when all those things are acknowledged and taken into consideration, they will respond with greater loyalty, better performance, and increased productivity. In other words, you will be well on the way to developing a high-performing team and being recognized as a strong leader. So, think about what each person on your team is like. Consider how they interact with each other and with you, and take your cues from that. It's the good old platinum rule to treat others as they wish to be treated, and you can learn a lot about how they wish to be treated from simple observation. And those one-on-one meetings are important. I urge you to take those meetings seriously and not just as part of a regularly scheduled thing. Ad hoc meetings where you check in with them are also important, maybe even more important, especially in a virtual workplace. Find out from them what their aspirations are. People want to know their options, and you can help them develop professionally if you ask about their career goals. And always remember to recognize people's achievements. That simple act of saying, hey, you did that thing really well, thank you. Or, hey, I appreciate how thoroughly you attend to details, thank you. Those kinds of recognition where you're specific about what it is you're saying thank you for can literally, as someone said to me just this morning, make their day so much better and so much brighter. This is all about, again, having a relationship, right? These are the kinds of things you do when you're in a relationship with somebody that you care about. And again, whether you like your team members or not, whether you would choose to hang out with them or not, maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't, you still want to build that relationship in order to have a strong and good team. Okay, I also mentioned that there's a relationship with the team as a whole as well as within each individual on the team. Now, we talk all the time about company culture, but we sometimes forget that each team has its own culture as well. So if you think of your team as an entity with a personality, because that's basically what a culture is, it's a personality with characteristics of behavior and temperament, what would you describe it as? And how can you interact with that overall personality, that team personality with the team culture to influence it for the better? Just as a quick for instance, if at the moment you realize that your team's culture is risk averse, the team as a whole doesn't like to explore or experiment, you might want to take some steps toward making it okay to make mistakes as long as there's learning and growth from those mistakes. There are many aspects of team culture, of course. The first step, as with the individuals on your team, is to observe and consider what the current culture is. Whether, as I said in the example, is it okay to make mistakes? Within reason, of course, and whether people can talk about hard things, whether it's okay to challenge authority in service of improvement, and so on. Some of this might sound risky to you, and that's okay too, because you need to think about how you want to challenge yourself to grow as a manager and a leader, and how you want your team to develop and grow as well. My clients have some real aha moments when they think of their team from this perspective. And if you've had an aha moment, whether about your team culture or about the people on your team or about how you have relationships as a leader, I hope you'll tell me about it in the comments. And also, of course, as always, if you have a question, ask. I always come back to answer comments and questions. And check out the links in the video description down below. I have a ton of management and leadership resources available on my website, including a short leadership communication skills assessment that is actually being used by a number of companies and universities. So take a look. The direct link is down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Click subscribe, click the bell, and you'll be notified when I release new videos. Now, go forth and build strong relationships with your people as individuals and with your team as a whole. Take care.